John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hello, my name is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. I've been in the credit industry for almost 30 years, and I spent time at Equifax, which is one of the nationally recognized credit reporting agencies, and I also spent time at FICO, which is obviously the company that invented the FICO credit scoring system. So today, the topic is going to be how foreclosures versus short sales impact your credit report and your credit scores. So obviously it goes without saying that disposing of a mortgage any other way than paying it off per the terms of your borrowing documents is going to be considered non-performance or derogatory in terms of how you have disposed of the debt. So a foreclosure obviously occurs, well, there's a variety of types of foreclosures. The involuntary foreclosure occurs when the homeowner stops making their payments, they receive a notice of default from either the servicer or the lender, and then the lender goes through either a judicial process or a non-judicial process, depending on what state you live in, and they start the process of essentially taking back the collateral that secured your loan, which is your house and or your property. That is called foreclosure. And so when you go delinquent on a mortgage loan, the lender or servicer is going to obviously start to report you as being delinquent to the credit reporting agencies every single month. So you're going to start seeing things like 30-day, 60-day, 90, 120, 150, 180 being reported to your credit reports. Obviously, that is terrible. It can have a profound negative impact to your credit scores and is otherwise something that you do not want on your credit reports. Foreclosures can remain on credit reports for up to 7 years from a date on a credit report called the date of first delinquency. That essentially is the most recent 30-day late payment that immediately preceded into the default of the loan. So if you went 30 days late in June of 2019 and you never got caught back up on the loan and it went into foreclosure, then that date is your date of first delinquency. The 7-year clock that the credit bureaus start counting for eventually deleting the negative item starts from this date, all right? The date of first delinquency. Short sale is actually an interesting, it's an interesting topic for a couple of reasons. First off, before the meltdown of 08, 09, my guess is that most of you had never even heard of a short sale. I had never heard of a short sale. A short sale occurs when the lender agrees to take less than what you actually owe on the debt and then considers it to be paid in full or exhausted. And the value of doing it this way is you're able to essentially sell your house, but also get out of the house without going through the foreclosure process, which occurs usually where the sheriff shows up at your door, and makes you get all your stuff out of the house in an hour, and he puts a padlock on it and you can't get back in your house. So doing a short sale is actually a more consumer-friendly way of getting out of your mortgage loan. Obviously, your lender has to agree on whatever price you come up with to sell the house. And so let's say you owed $500,000 on a loan. You found a buyer that was willing to spend $300,000 to buy the house. Obviously, that's not enough to pay off the debt. So normally, in normal times, the lender, that would not be a sufficient amount of money. However, if the lender realizes that they're not going to get back all the money anyways, they might as well take something, then they may approve that amount. And once the closing takes place, then your home has been disposed of via a short sale. Interesting enough, because short sales are a relatively contemporary phenomenon in credit reporting, there was no way, and there still is no way, to report the words short sale on a consumer's credit report. So none of you have ever seen short sale appear on a credit report because there's no systemic way of doing it. There's no coding, there's no field that specifies this is where you put the short sale code and this is the short sale code. So the challenge was as well, how do you credit report short sales then? And the answer is, well, you report them as a settlement. Settlements have existed long before the meltdown of 08-09. You can settle a variety of types of debts. You can settle collections, you can settle credit card debt, you can settle, deficiency balances on almost anything. And because a short sale is essentially the lender taking less than what you owe and considering the debt to be exhausted, that's a settlement. And so what lenders and any company that furnished information to the credit bureaus was directed to do was to actually report short sales as settlements, which is accurate because that's what it is. So that was accomplished using a code in credit reporting. It's the AU code. And so whenever a furnisher would append the AU code to your mortgage loan on your credit report, it would show up as a settlement or language to the effect of loan paid in full for less than full amount or some derivative of that sentence. So the question is short sale better than foreclosure for your credit? And the answer is no, it's not. There's tons of incorrect information floating around out there about short sales somehow being better for your credit than foreclosures. Incorrect. A short sale, which is actually a settlement, is considered a major derogatory entry under every credit scoring system that's out there, just like a foreclosure. It can remain on a credit report for 7 years from this date of first delinquency, just like a foreclosure. So any impact that one would have on your credit score, the other would have that same impact as well. So there's no score benefit to short sales versus foreclosures. There are other benefits to doing it this way, meaning that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac may not make you wait as long. It may not be as long of a mandatory waiting period before you can buy a house using Fannie-backed and Freddie-backed loans versus foreclosures, which may be longer. But this whole notion that somehow one is better for your credit reports and credit scores is just factually inaccurate. So that's the gist of it as it pertains to foreclosures versus short sales. If you have any questions about this, or if you have a personal experience you'd like to share with respect to the short sale process versus the foreclosure process, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.